Welcome to the journey of CyberLogic, a guide to Final Fantasy XI, Episode 24, Final Limit Breaks, and the Kirin Solo. Now in this episode, we will finish boosting our level and get back to endgame content. We start with completing the first 3 missions in Chapter 3 of Rhapsodies of Vanadiel. We travel to one of the Craigs and click on the dimensional portal to be given the option to enter Resenma for the first time. Now once inside, we speak with Shiftrix to grab a map of the zone, and then we head through the entire zone, following the path until its end at the etched rock at K9. Now 6 ethereal ingresses are all along our path, so be sure you click on them as you go by them for easier travel in this zone in the future. Now you will need both Sneak and Invisible to make sure that you're not detected by any of the enemies as you travel through the zone, and you also want to make sure that you avoid walking in front of Hippogriffs and Narakas, as both of them are true sight mobs. Now once we click on the etched rock, a cutscene will occur, and after that, we will be instructed to kill 3 Narakas in the area, which you can find close by. Note that these Narakas only spawn at night between the hours of 10 PM and 4 AM. Now once defeated, we click on the etched rock once again to complete mission 3-3, and be rewarded with the Rhapsodies in Fuchsia key item, which will boost our trust stats, boost our experience and skill gain rates, and further increase the items available from the Courier Moogle. We now will stop on our trek through the Rhapsodies of Vanadiel expansion, and we will come back to it at a later time after we finished the other expansions. We instead now head for the Nomad Moogle next to Matt in Rulud Gardens for our level 95 uncapped quest. This time he will ask us to collect a random item from around Vanadiel. In our case, it was an Orgish axe, so I quickly went to the Kill Orgish Fodder in West Ronflower to get this drop. Now once it was traded to the Nomad Moogle along with 1 Kindred quest and 10 merits, we uncapped ourselves and can now level all the way to 95. To do so, we quickly headed to Kuftal Tunnel to kill worms and tigers that are past the disappearing rock on the second map at G5, and here we were able to get all 5 of those levels in less than an hour. It's then time for our last Limit Break quest, so we need to head to the Nomad Moogle, who will now ask for a Seasoning Stone, which drops off any level 90 plus enemy outside of Abysia, so chances are you have already acquired one. But if you haven't, you can always go and spend 10 daily login points to acquire one quite easily. Now, once traded to the Moogle, we will be ready to teleport to the BCNM fight, but you don't want to do that quite yet, as this fight is against a Tori to Tori, and it can be extremely difficult without a full group of real players. So we will be wanting to acquire an item that will weaken the main boss before teleporting to the BCNM. Now we first want to head to Degen Hard in I-10 of Vistook Markets and trade him 1 Seasoning Stone, 1 Fossilized Fang, and 1 Fossilized Bone. Now all of these have the chance of dropping from the mobs that we've been fighting for experience for these last 15 levels. So hopefully you already have these items, but once again if you don't, you can always purchase them for 10 daily login points each. Now once these items have been traded to Degen Hard, you will receive an Old Rarb Tail, which will help us substantially for the BCNM. Now once in hand, head back to the Moogle and teleport to the BCNM. You will want to summon Trust that are capable of keeping you alive during this fight, so I used Septus, Mayakov, Korumoru, Shantoto2, and Yoran Oran. Now you're going to be unable to do more than 100 damage per attack to this boss, and he will hit you very quickly, stripping your shadows very fast. Now I wanted to see just how rough of a fight this would be at this level without the use of the key item I spoke of. So I fought the first 50% of the fight without it, and then I used it to speed up the last 50% to see what the difference was, and to make sure that I could finish him off before I used 100 Fist, which is definitely the most dangerous part of these fights. If you see him use it, you definitely want to use your Rarb Terror immediately. Now, using the key item will terrorize the boss for 2 minutes, and remove the 100 damage per attack limitation, allowing your weapon skills to tear through him far quicker than they did before. Now once you defeat him, we will warp back to the Nomad Moogle to finish the quest and complete the final Limit Break quest of Final Fantasy XI. We can now head back to the same Kuftal Tunnel camp to quickly get level 96, but it's then very important that only a few thousand experience into level 96, we swap our experience assignment to merits instead of levels, as I don't want to go any higher than level 96 so that I can continue to take advantage of my Octave Club while taking on further endgame content. I also need 15 merits to complete the Martial Mastery quest, which will allow us to unlock merit weapon skills, which for Ninja is Blade Shun. Now once you have the necessary merits, head back to the Nomad Moogle with your katana skill at level 357 or higher, or whatever your main weapon skill is if you're on a different job, and you'll then be able to exchange 15 merits to complete the quest and unlock your merit weapon skills. Now before we finish this episode, I want to show you my Kirin fight completed at level 96. Now I got very close to beating Kirin when making attempts on level 80 to 95, but the damage of his AoE spells when ads were out was always my eventual downfall, as was the mages having difficulty with running out of MP halfway through the fight. Let's now see if I have what it takes to take him on at level 96 with Sethus. In addition to Sethus, I'll be using Kurumuru, Shantoto-2, Yoran Oran, and Cornelia, though you can swap in Joachim in place of Cornelia for that final spot. Now, what I found when taking this on at level 96 is that I was able to finally eke out some wins, that I was still very vulnerable to the magic damage from both Kirin and his ads, and that they were still able to take me out on some occasions. Now fortunately on those occasions I was able to get back up and finish the fight through the use of Majin Gaokri. Now key in these fights is keeping your shadows up and quickly taking out all of the ads as they spawn. Here now I have playing for you some examples of what these fights look like at this level. Now Ninja's evasion make keeping shadows up a possibility, but the lack of defense against magic damage is clearly seen in these examples. Now my fights at this level took around 20 minutes or so I'm going to spare you from the entire run, but these examples should at least give you an idea of what the fights look like. Now that we have been able to take out Kirin and finish our solo of Sky, my eye is going to turn back to the completion of my Kikoku, and the roadblock we encountered there, which was the final boss of Dynamis Glacier. In our next episode in the series, we will show you what I went through in taking him on, and the full completion of the Relic Katana Kikoku that we can finally start using to significantly boost our DPS. That's going to be it for this 24th episode in the journey of CyberLogic. I hope you're enjoying the journey. If this is your first visit to the channel, and you are enjoying it, please be sure to click the subscribe button under the video and the bell icon next to it to be notified when my future videos are released. Now if you want to see how we got from level 1 all the way to this stage in the game, you can check out the earlier episodes in the series that will be linked at the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching everyone, we'll see you next time. Stay safe and stay healthy out there.